Chris, you're a National Disability Insurance Scheme participant in the Perth trial site. So can you tell us the ways in which being on the scheme has changed your life for the better?
Yeah, well, there's some major things that the NDIS has supplied for me that I wasn't able to get before, whereas now I'm doing an exercise program which is fully paid for by the NDIS. That allows me to go 3 days a week for 2 hours each time, and I do some intense physio workouts and standing and lots of different types of exercises that really help me develop sort of strength and condition to be able to function just like any other normal person, really.
And what other kinds of services do you receive under the NDIS?
Well, the NDIS also pays for my home care, so I also get 2 hours a day, every day. They just come in the morning and they help me out with some things, and I also get my gardening paid for, and I have a cleaning service that they come once a week as well.
So do you get any cooking services or?
No, I do all my own cooking.
Oh, that's good. So how would you suggest to our viewers the best way to use the scheme for their own benefit? You know, what tips can you actually bring?
I think for the viewers or for the people that are going to be newly introduced to the NDIS scheme, the best ways to get what you want out of the scheme is to clearly think about what you want, and maybe even get someone else involved. You know, a lot of the time you can't always think of the things that you might need.
Did you have somebody involved with you?
I
to
did
help you?
actually, yeah. My mum helped me a lot with all my my planning and things like that. She works in the disability industry, so she's quite involved in all that sort of thing anyway.
Was there any kind of service provider involved in that planning process from the NDIS?
For some of the equipment, I had the Independent Living Centre in WA help me with a lot of OT work for introducing different accessibility equipment like bathroom commodes and shower seats, and lots of sort of goodies like a hand cycle and a new wheelchair.
So what about transport costs for you, getting around?
Well, I actually drive myself, so I don't require any costs, but I'm aware that they do a vehicle modifications through NDIS.
And
Can I say
yeah,
that?
sure.
I know to date so far, the NDIS has outlaid $1.7 million on vehicle modifications. It's important to stress that some areas of the country do not have access to any kind of supports along those lines. So once the NDIS is in, that will be a benefit to a lot of people.
Like it's not available at the moment in New South Wales?
In New South Wales, it's not, no.
And it's already been existing in Victoria, is that right?
I think Victoria has access to it, and I'm not sure about some of the other areas, but no, that's one area that is significant.
So as far as the actual provision of transport service, can you enlighten us a little bit more as to actually what that assistance with transport's about?
It depends on the type of plan that you will have and what's in your plan, and relates to your goals and aspirations. But if you are work or you're doing things socially, it will potentially contribute towards that. They've got 3 levels of funding. Actually, what I wanted to ask Chris was, who looks after your funding? Do you look after it yourself, or is it the agency that?
Yeah, actually, they gave me 3 options. There's a
Self-directed.
Self-directed, yes.
Currently, just to give some perspective to that, that's currently about 6% of participants are self-funded, and the expectation is that that will go up greatly as more participants come on.
Yeah, so I actually manage my own funds. The NDIS has specified an account for me, and they transfer money into that account when I need it topped up.
How do you find that?
It's a little bit of a handful sometimes, but I suppose if you have some time every now and then, it's okay.
So what ways do you think that this scheme has helped you specifically as somebody with a spinal cord injury? And given your own personal circumstances of how you were injured?
I think because of the fact that a lot of people with spinal cord injuries aren't compensable, it really helps to give back people's independence. For me, I was able to buy my own house because of the fact that NDIS is now paying for my exercise program. If they hadn't have paid for that, then there'd be no way I could afford to do both.
So any other ways that you can think of that specifically related to your spinal cord injury that it helps you? I mean, you've mentioned some sort of equipment. What about access to future courses if you wanted to enhance your education or further training? Because you're an electrician.
Yeah, that's right. Well, because I'm an electrician, I can no longer do any of the physical labour, but NDIS has also given me opportunities to assist with going back and doing some further education, like university degree or something along those lines.
Is that something you might like to
Yeah,
consider?
actually, I've recently been considering doing a electrical engineering course through a university.
Can you just give us a little bit of an indication as to given your the fact that your training is in electricians, how your accident has impacted on your ability to carry out that particular occupation that you did?
Yeah, well, my occupation's obviously it's quite physical, and I did a lot of FIFO work, so that's straight out the window. A lot of mining sites aren't really accessible, so now I work in the office. I help doing a supervisory role.
Did the NDIS give you any assistance with job modification and redesigning the workplace to assist you to become re-employed?
Well, in WA, we actually have a workplace organisation where they help to go back to work. So it's not through the NDIS; it's actually through the state government.
Yeah, that's outside the NDIS.
Yeah.
There are supports along those lines.
Thank you very much, Chris, for sharing your experiences about how the National Disability Insurance Scheme has enhanced your life as somebody with a spinal cord injury.